tonight is actually about some good friends of mine that I'm going to invite up to the stage now, Jack and Lisa. So why don't y'all start by telling us a little bit about yourselves and your backgrounds.
I'm Jack.
I'm Lisa.
So what did y'all do for a living before you?
So I was a flower seed salesman. I sold flower seed and baby plants to the nurseries that grow the plants that you see at Home Depot, Lowe's, Callaway's, that kind of place. I was in the supply chain.
They do that in California too, but it's called cannabis.
I know those folks.
I figured that.
All right. All right. And then you guys actually had some properties before you joined Lifestyles. So what made you decide to join?
We joined Lifestyles because we had one guy that was teaching us, and he was good, but we felt like we were in the place where he had taught us everything we knew, but he hadn't taught us everything he knew. And it wasn't for a lack of interest. It was from the lack of, he gave us what he thought we needed, and we joined Lifestyles to learn the education and the mentoring access so we could be better managers of what we already owned.
Let us go the next step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And you guys actually retired yourselves through single family investing as well.
Yes.
That's awesome. Very good.
Yeah, I had one of those turnkey businesses that they talk about.
That's right. Yes, you had a nursery,
Lots of
right?
hours. I had
Yeah.
a garden center, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so yeah, what you just said there, you wanted to become better educated and learn how to better acquire and manage single-family properties. And we're going to talk about one such property this evening, which is this house on Duncan, purchased April 2016 and sold just last month. So tell us a little bit about this property.
Well, first off, really quick, for the folks listening all over, they don't know what Duncan means. What
It's a
area
street.
is it?
It's in Denton, Texas.
So Denton, Texas, just so folks
Yes.
know. Okay.
We just always label our properties by the street they're on, except for the one where we have two properties on the same street, and then we add numbers and stuff. So,
Yeah.
can you hear me? All right. I'll eat the mic then.
Okay.
So we bought this one in 2016. Actually, we bought 4 properties all the same month in 2016. And this one was just a really good 3-2, had a lot of square footage, and was just easy.
Okay, cool. And there's the interior pictures and
Those are actually the before pictures.
okay. So that what do we call that color again on the walls?
Baby poop brown.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. All right. So here's the
We
numbers.
changed it, but still.
Yeah. And I apologize. We didn't have those after pictures up there, but it was a much better color, I'm sure. So let's talk about the numbers here. So you guys bought this property in 2016 and did a cash out refi in 2019 with this property, right?
Mhm.
So
That's
so that number there, that cash out of pocket number, $34,000. Most of y'all could probably come up with $34,000 to get into a single family house. Did y'all do, what kind of lending did y'all do on this property?
Or just conventional.
Okay. So not a huge rehab, so straight to conventional, and some really fantastic cash flow over the course of your ownership of this property. And then in 2019, you did a cash out refi and got how much money back?
$47,000.
And we do have a technical term in the industry for that, which is pee in your pants exciting. So.
It's nice when you owe the property money.
Yeah.
Wait, really quick. You got $47,000 out of it?
Yep.
Yes.
How much taxes did you pay on that?
0.
See how you can do stuff tax-free? Because it's a loan, it's not a sale. I want new people to understand that.
Yeah,
It's a good way to pull equity out.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting when you get way more money out of the property than you actually put into it. So, but wait, there's more. And last month when you guys sold the property, it appraised for even higher. And then in the meantime, you also paid down that principal even more. So altogether, what you got out of that property, including that cash out refinance on the previous slide,
A lot.
$245,000.
Every time I look at that number, I'm like, really? And then I go look at the bank balance and I go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. So you see how over time they've made money cash flowing for 6 years on this property, and then a huge payout at the end. And, but even 3 years in, the market was pretty steady for those 3 years. They still did that cash out refi and got back more than they put into it just in that period of time. So, and then it just got even more exciting.
And this is really powerful, folks, because usually what we do when we bring people up here for case studies, they tell their stories. They bought it for this, it's cash flowing this, we think it's going to be worth this down the road. This one went full cycle. Who likes to be showed full cycle? Where they actually didn't just make 40 grand, they actually ended up making 200 grand, really? 245, I'm sorry, Jack.
And change.
Is that better than you were doing in your 401k, IRA, TSP, 403b?
Yes.
Is that better than everybody in the room's 401k, IRA, TSP? Who likes real estate now? Real people, real results. Give them a hand. That's awesome.
All right. And then you guys have several other single-family properties here, so got
Yes.
the names of all those properties listed out there, and then the annual cash flow. Now, some of these are duplexes, right? You got two on there that are
2 doors per
single-family,
property.
yes.
Mhm.
And then the others are duplexes. And you guys, found an opportunity market and bought
Yeah.
up property and built this amazing cash flow to support yourselves in your retirement and to be able to have
do what we
fun.
want.
And exactly.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
And make new friends.
Now, folks, and Jack, go ahead.
These and these two and these two are duplexes.
2 doors. Yeah.
Okay. Now, think about it, folks. Remember I told you, you go out there, buy 4 or 5 houses, and then you get to 10 houses, and you make like 60 or 70 grand a year tax-free. Who'd be okay with that? What if you made $119,000 a year tax-free?
Yeah.
That might be the same as like 170 grand a year job. Who agrees with that? Life-changing. Give them a hand. That's awesome.
They didn't all start out that way, but as we kept going and improving them and raising the rents, then the cash flow just keeps going up.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you've got a great resident in there. You thank them every year by raising their rent. So. All right. So, how has Lifestyles Unlimited changed your life?
He's grown a ponytail and he's gotten all relaxed, which is a great thing.
So in the corporate world, you can't have the ponytail, but you always
Someone
want
will
one.
tell you not to.
But you would do it now, right? And you have your big Harley and your.
I wouldn't care.
I know. You do whatever you want now.
Do whatever
That's
I
right.
want.
No boss.
No
Well,
reason to care. Yeah,
That's right.
you still have a boss, but
but she also has a
She likes
ponytail.
she's an awesome boss.
She likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, we do what we want when we want, hang out with friends and family, and are making tons of friends here at Lifestyles and starting we're passives in several multifamily deals and we're doing more.
Okay. And you guys did something else too about year and a half ago.
We did.
As
We
well.
bought a beach house.
Awesome. So
Where the seashells come from.
yeah. So
So buy a beach house. Kind of cool, right? Well, yeah, you bought one too.
Yeah.
and you guys get to enjoy that.
Oh, they're a few miles from your beach house? Okay.
Yeah, we
Does that mean I get to go down there for free because I'm cheap,
Yes, absolutely.
Well, your wife might not.
Nicole did. Nicole
Yeah.
came and stayed.
Anytime, oh, okay.
Beautiful, and they're wonderful hosts. Had a great time. Got to ride the pink golf cart too, so that was a lot of fun.
Right.
So what are your short-term and your long-term goals?
More passive
We want to
cash flow.
increase the passive cash flow because we're all this money we're putting into multifamily deals. We're in 8 multifamily deals now. And we want to spend more time, some of these pictures, friends and family, we get to spend time with them. And then we want to transition overall, eventually, all of our money will end up being in multifamily and we can get away from the single family. Not that we are running from it, it's just that, I have to work 15 or 20 hours a month whether I want to or not, and I'd like to stop that.
Yeah. So single family is great, guys. Don't get a lot of our members buy both, but there becomes a point in your life where you worry about legacy, leaving your kids.
Yes.
You don't want to do anything anymore, so people get to being a passive after a while, just getting a check, which is less than that. 15 hours a month isn't bad for 100 grand a year. Who agrees? But he wants to be down to 0, so he can be lazy like that guy
I want to
in
be
the front
like
row,
John.
right? Lisa does most of the work. Okay.
yeah.
Most of her work is keeping me busy.
There you go.
All right. Well, very good.
So,
and then
the
what's
other-
the long-term? Yeah.
The long-term goals is to transition to the multifamily and then to go to all the concerts before the old guys die.
We're working on it. We're
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Y'all have some lined up for the rest of this year?
Yeah, Elton John.
I'm jealous. Yeah,
and
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Okay, so you said old guys, not good guys, like,
Well, we saw Styx already in Chicago and REO Speedwagon, and
what, there's no punk rock
we're a
there.
lot older than you.
And we missed the Eagles because we had a hurricane.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully they come back around. So
Yes.
awesome. Well, very good. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Anything
Oh,
else?
wait.
Anything you want to say?
We gotta have them ask some questions.
Yeah. That's right.
Questions?
Yeah. Okay. Who has a question? Anybody online?
Yeah, do you got any, John? No, we're good. Anybody in the room want to ask a question, especially if you're new, you didn't want to have a question. Well, let me ask a question then if they're not gonna.
Okay.
There's a couple new people in the room. They were drugged in here by their friends. That one didn't want to be here, I could tell, right? What advice would you give the new people that are thinking about doing this? Think back to when you were new and decided to come to the seminar first time.
Get the education, come to the 2-day to start with,
Okay.
and start educating yourself. Ask lots of questions, talk to people. Just talk
Okay.
to people. And when the expo comes around, go to the expo.
Sit
Just
on the
learn,
front
learn,
row.
learn.
What's that?
Sit on the front row.
Yeah, you sat right there. That's where John sits too. You sat in
Yep,
the
we
right.
sit
I
right
remember
there.
when you sat. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Seems like the
Start-
people that sit
start
there do
now.
well.
Okay.
Now,
Don't wait.
Okay. Good. Good advice.
Every time we bought a single-family house, we felt like we paid more for it than the last time.
Right.
And we kept, we stressed about that, and then later we realized
That's a good deal.
we'd still
Still
be
making
paying
money.
more, but as you're paying more, that's the appreciation that you're looking for.
So
That's why
remember,
you're there.
remember when I broke it down to 5 ways to make money in real estate? Sometimes we buy a deal and it looks mediocre. We put out $35,000, there's only $5,000 equity, but we're making $300 a month. Yeah, it's a base hit. It turns out to be a grand slam 5 years later.
Yes.
That's why I love showing their first deal. What about, okay, you put out 34, you made 40, you doubled your money, it's great. But if you notice a couple years later, what did it do? It went up even more in value, and they made 200 and some grand off of 30 or 40 grand. You see the difference? The same thing we're going to do later on with a multifamily deal. Instead of just what we projected to return, who would like to see one go through full cycle from when they bought it to they actually sold it? So we're going to show that tonight. We're showing some full cycle deals in today's economy, so it's awesome.
Got a question online.
Okay?
That 34,000, that's what you started out with?
Yes, that was the down payment.
That was a
Okay.
down payment on this property.
As far as investing, that's all you started out with, 34?
No.
No,
No, that was just one of our
no,
properties.
we bought 4 or 5 properties that year, and we already had 3 properties before that year.
So when people ask questions like that, it doesn't matter how much they have. What are you really asking? Can I do this? How much money do you have? So not everybody in this room has millions of dollars. We understand that. Some people come in here with 30, 40 grand. So what do I tell you to do? Buy one house. It will change your life. And how much does it take to buy a house? Around 30 grand, 30 to 40,000. There's your number. That's what they did. So if you only had 40 grand, you bought one. If you had 100 grand, you might have bought 2 or 3, or you might have went right to multifamily. The point is start where you can. Any real estate done right, the way we're teaching you guys, will be better than your 401k, your IRA, your TSP, what you're doing now.
Yeah.
My goal for everybody is double their money every 2 to 3 years. Who'd like to do that?
You bet.
And many of the people surrounding you in this room are all millionaires because they did just that. What is the difference between them and you? They took action on the information. There's 2 things that's going to happen in this room. It's 80 and 20 in this room. 20% of you in this room will step up, take action, change your lives. What will the other 80% do? Go back to your job, your 401k, and your IRA because it's easier to keep doing what you're doing. Most of you will go back to your job tomorrow morning. Watch this. Let's be real with this room. How many of you still have jobs? Sorry to hear that. Not a lot of us are retired, but watch this. I bet you there's at least 5 or 6 of us in the room that don't have jobs anymore. How many people are retired? Okay, maybe 20 or 30 of us in this room. It's a little bit different than normal. That's where I want you all to get. Think with the end in mind, and it all starts like Jack and Lisa did, buying one. Make sense? Great. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
guys so much.